In the world of ancient relics, few artifacts captivate the imagination and spark debate as intensely as the Sudarium of Oviedo. While not as widely recognized as the Shroud of Turin, the Sudarium is veiled in layers of history, legend, and scientific mystery that have intrigued believers, skeptics, and scientists alike. Could this simple cloth really be connected to Jesus Christ himself? The Sudarium of Oviedo is a blood-stained cloth kept in the Cathedral of San Salvador in Oviedo, Spain. According to tradition, it was placed over Jesus Christ's face after his crucifixion. This relic has been venerated for centuries in Spain, but remains lesser known compared to other famous relics like the Shroud of Turin. But what exactly is a Sudarium? In Latin, Sudarium means sweat cloth, often used to wipe sweat from one's face. In this case, it is believed to have been used to cover Jesus' face after his death on the cross. The Sudarium holds deep spiritual meaning for many Christians. It is not just a relic, but a symbol of Christ's suffering and death. For centuries, it has been an object of veneration during Holy Week celebrations in Spain, where pilgrims gather to honor this sacred cloth. The journey of this mysterious cloth begins not in Spain, but in Jerusalem, around 631 AD. As invasions swept through Jerusalem during times of turmoil, Christian relics were dispersed across different regions. The Sudarium allegedly traveled through North Africa before arriving in Spain. The 7th century was a time of great upheaval for Christian communities in Jerusalem. With Persian invasions and later Muslim conquests threatening their holy sites, Christians sought to protect their most sacred relics by moving them far from danger. Historical records suggest that by 631 AD, the Sudarium had reached Alexandria in Egypt. Alexandria was one of the most important cities in early Christianity, a hub for scholars and theologians. It makes sense that such a valuable relic would pass through this city on its way westward. From Alexandria, it is believed that Christian refugees carried the Sudarium across North Africa, perhaps following ancient trade routes or seeking refuge among Christian communities scattered across what is now Tunisia and Algeria. By the late 8th century, King Alfonso II documented its presence in Asturias, a region in northern Spain that had become a refuge for Christians fleeing Muslim invasions further south. But how reliable are these historical records? Some historians argue that they could have been embellished or altered over time, especially during periods when relics were highly prized by churches seeking to attract pilgrims. So what makes this cloth so mysterious? For centuries, scholars have debated whether it truly dates back to the time of Christ, or if it was created much later, during medieval times when relics were highly sought after by churches across Europe. Forensic experts have analyzed these bloodstains extensively. One key finding is that they appear consistent with someone who suffered traumatic injuries similar to those described during crucifixions in Roman times. Forensic scientists have examined not only the bloodstains, but also how they were deposited on the cloth. The patterns suggest that blood flowed from wounds while the person was still alive, a detail that aligns with descriptions of Roman crucifixion practices. One forensic scientist involved in studying the Sudarium described her experience as humbling. "It felt like I was touching history," she said. "Every stain told a story we're still trying to understand." One fascinating discovery comes from pollen analysis conducted on both the Sudarium and other ancient relics like the Shroud of Turin. Pollen grains found on both relics match plant species native only to Jerusalem, suggesting that both may have originated from this ancient city. Another key discovery involves blood type analysis conducted on both relics. Both show traces of AB blood type, a rare type globally but more common among populations from Middle Eastern regions. What makes these findings even more compelling is that AB blood type has also been found on other religious relics believed to be connected to Christ's passion, including fragments from what some believe was his burial shroud. Could these shared characteristics point toward a common origin? Despite these discoveries, many remain skeptical about whether such ancient fabrics could survive intact for over 2 millennia without significant degradation. Carbon dating tests conducted on similar ancient fabrics have yielded mixed results due largely to contamination caused by centuries of handling and exposure to environmental factors. This makes such aged artifacts exceedingly difficult. During medieval times, relics like the Sudarium held immense spiritual significance. Pilgrims believed these objects could offer divine protection or even perform miracles. Oviedo became an important stop for pilgrims traveling to Santiago de Compostela. One of the most intriguing aspects is its potential connection to another famous relic, the Shroud of Turin. Recent scientific analysis has revealed striking similarities between them. Researchers identified over 70 points of correlation between bloodstains on both cloths. The stains suggest that both may have covered a man's head while he was crucified, aligning with biblical descriptions. While science has provided many clues about these relics' origins, it hasn't settled all debates. For many believers, faith transcends scientific inquiry. The Catholic Church allows veneration without confirming or denying authenticity. Today, thousands visit Oviedo each year to venerate the Sudarium during Holy Week celebrations and other religious festivals. Despite extensive research over decades, many questions about both relics remain unanswered. Skeptics point out that carbon dating results suggest they may be much younger than claimed, but supporters argue contamination could have skewed results. The mystery surrounding these relics may never be fully resolved, but perhaps that's what makes them so captivating. They invite us not only to explore history, but also reflect on our beliefs about faith and truth.